It is no mystery that individuals and the film industry are at least a little bit interested in cults, mysteries, murder cases, and similar situations. This interest has been evident in the rise of documentaries about murder cases, films showcasing the lives of Ted Bundy and crew, and crime podcasts that keep popping up to further discuss story situations for their audiences at least once a week.
It's Murder, Mystery, and Makeup Monday!
Let's talk about how cults are portrayed and utilize emotion within these films nowadays. It's the unfortunate and subjective truth that films often portray cults in a glorifying way, and these efforts could end up playing dangerous roles after the film ends. However, a couple of films get it right in their interpretation. Let's look at Midsommar and Children of God because of their depictions of cults, the emotional impact they leave behind, and the power and ideology present within these films. Midsommar is the story of a girl getting out of an abusive relationship with the help of a cult's consideration for her. Children of God is a documentary depicting a family's life within a cult and how they eventually got out of it.
It was very, very strict.
These two films portray cults within them, but could not have taken a more different approach in storytelling measures. According to this course and Jane Stadler, the implication of emotion in film is a crucial element of cinema and allows us to give aesthetic, ideological, and ethical weight to a film. Narrative structure, editing, lighting, and cinematography all play a role in giving emotional detail to viewers. These emotional details can be identified as sympathy or empathy. Sympathy involves a little bit more engagement. In order for the emotional connection to be made, the viewer has to be able to recognize and identify representation within the characters, be provided access to what the characters know and feel, and the viewers have to be able to choose an allegiance based on the moral evaluation of the character. Midsommar tells a story of a woman dealing with an abusive partner and how the cult depicted helped her handle the trauma throughout the film, even if they helped her through other forms of traumatic experiences. Its depiction of worship could be viewed as heavily glorified and stylized, especially with the ending its team chose to go with. This film shows scenes using bright colors and vibrant scenery, sometimes overshadowing the horrific events occurring within them. This is done purposefully. The filmmakers wanted to make a product that wasn't like your typical horror film. They were successful in that outcome, but did it come at a cost? With a $9 million budget and a gross income of $47.9 million, the only cost seemed to be the rising interest in cults as subject matter. Children of God is a documentary of a family retelling their experiences of being in the Children of God cult. This film uses more contrast and darker tones in sharing its story compared to Midsommar. It may not seem as inviting as Midsommar, but it is just as interesting. It's a documentary about how they went in thinking they would get power within this group of like-minded individuals, but then realized that the only person really getting any power from this whole ordeal was the cult leader David Berg. The film jumps between narrator explaining the inner workings of the cult and the Padilla family explaining their experiences throughout. This film's use of darker colors and poor image quality not only dates the film, but subconsciously makes the cult less inviting. The family's experiences really double down on this effect as well. Hindsight and first-hand experiences make the viewer question why this cult was as popular as it was, but then this jingle comes on and it all made sense.
Do it right now. When you're asked to sweep the floor, do it right now. Do it right now. Do it right now. Do it right now. When someone says,
please close the door.
do it right now. Do it right now. Do it right now.
Midsommar and Children of God worked very well as a double feature as they scaffold the audience to start thinking critically about cults in general. Midsommar is the tale of joining the cult, full of potential and wanting to feel like you belong somewhere. Meanwhile, Children of God is the story of after the cult, the tired feeling of hindsight realizing that this was a bad call and they should get out of there.
Seriously.
These two films work well together in sharing that while joining a cult might seem helpful in the moment, it could actually be detrimental to a person's mental and physical well-being when it is all said and done. Do these films and podcasts do harm by glorifying gruesome events, or are they just trying to keep us aware of our surroundings and out of trouble that could happen again? Should the industry as we know it change to be less emotional and more about the facts in regards to these events? Should we keep minding our own business and enjoy the content in any form we receive it in? Does the risk of the glorification of cults outweigh the financial reward? Is there even a solution at all?